the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Thank you, Reverend Davis, for that fervent prayer. Next, the clerk would please call, roll call, please.
Councilmember Archibald?
Here.
Councilmember Haremza?
Here.
Councilmember Lamb?
Here.
Councilmember Mosrak?
Here.
Councilmember Payton?
Here.
Councilmember Pemberton?
Here.
Mayor Ashford?
Present. Council members, you have before you the regular city council meeting of November the 10th. Is there a motion? So moved.
Support.
Moved by Mayor Pro
Mayor
Tem.
Ashford. Sorry. I need to make a motion to add to the agenda the reconsideration of Resolution 25-137.
I second that motion.
Hold up just a minute. 25.
25-137.
That's the rules change from last meeting.
So rules changed from, do we have a copy of it?
I don't have copies for everybody, I just have one copy. It was in your packet last meeting. You can have that. I can bring mine up on my iPad.
Oh, okay. Okay, as far as parliamentary procedures, I know before we get into accepting the minutes, you'll have to introduce a resolution and accept us to be a part of that. So this is within our rules, correct?
Correct, Rule 14 does permit this.
Okay, just so everybody's on the same page, it is part of our parliamentary procedures before we go any further that you wanted to add a resolution to the agenda, and the resolution is about the rules change, the proposed rules change that we did at the last meeting. So it will be, after we get the motion and the second and the vote on it, then we'll see where we go from there. Okay, so, just wanted them to know what was happening. It was motion by Pemberton and second by Councilmember Mosrak. Okay? Call the roll, please.
Councilmember Archibald? It's for a motion for reconsideration.
Add it to the agenda.
Yes. Confused.
Councilmember Haremza?
Yes.
Councilmember Lamb?
Yes.
Councilmember Mosrak?
Yes.
Councilmember Payton?
Yes.
Councilmember Pemberton?
Yes.
Mayor Ashford?
No. The motion has been,
May I, Mayor Ashford? I thought we were just approving the minutes for the last meeting.
no, we don't do all that, no.
Help
He
me to
made a
understand.
motion over there, so
Okay, it's a motion on the floor and we can't.
To bring back that resolution. And then I'd like to change my vote to no. Please.
Okay, that's permissible.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep, that's permissible.
Sorry, there was just some confusion there.
No problem. Okay. Any other? Okay, roll call. Oh, we
So we already did that,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. So it has, she just changed her motion from yes to no because it was a mix-up, in her understanding of what was happening at this time. Okay, but it carried, so we will add that to our agenda this evening.
Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome. Okay, now we will go to our minutes.
we were too quick.
That was the confusion.
I
made that motion.
Are you guys all right down there?
Yep.
All right. Okay, so the roll call,
Okay.
and
that
this
was
is
by
on the
Terry.
minutes.
Okay. Councilmember Haremza?
Yes.
This is on the minutes, correct?
The minutes.
Yes. I have you down to move Lamb to second on that.
That's correct.
Councilmember Lamb?
Yes.
Councilmember Mosrak?
Yes.
Councilmember Payton?
Yes.
Councilmember Pemberton?
Yes.
Councilmember Archibald?
Yes.
Mayor Ashford?
Yes. Okay, so those our minutes are carried, and we're at our public comment portion of our meeting. And this is where if anyone in the audience wishes to address the city council on any item or any matter under the city's jurisdiction, now is the time to do so. You are allotted 1 4-minute opportunity to make your comments. Please begin your comments by stating your name and address for the record.
Somebody else want to do that.
I-
Ken
you
Harris,
know what, I should-
1521 Wells Street, Port Huron, Michigan.
Okay.
First off, I'd like to say, well, you guys are sharing comments like you just did a few minutes ago. Might not have the best hearing in the world, but I couldn't hardly understand what you guys were discussing or what you're adding to the agenda tonight. So please speak up and let the audience know what's going on. Sounds like politics. But
Testimony.
anyways, let me open this up with some questions today. You know, one of the areas where I walk is stop over by the Roosevelt School. Well, the Southeastern Michigan Gas Company has been doing some work with gas mains and services. Well, what it looks like to me is the subcontractor has left town, and the sidewalk has been replaced with gravel, with clay, and everything else. And this is from 16th and Pine Street all the way to 20th Street and all the way back to Gillette Street. And it's going to be a danger. It's going to, people use that. It's a close neighborhood. It's in our neighborhood. People try to keep up, and they aren't going to keep up with it. Somebody's going to get hurt, and then you're going to wonder what happened. Second thing I'd like to talk about, I think, is the fact that we all thought we saw rainbows yesterday because 2 contractors showed up to work on Lapeer Avenue, and they did a lot of good work. But the sad thing is tonight, Lapeer Avenue isn't done, and I don't expect it to be done till next spring. Because the weather's going to change, folks. I'm telling you, it's coming this week, and weather's going to change, and it's really difficult. They left a minority of asphalt work, but they left a lot of concrete work that has to be done. And I know that we've got a couple business owners along that area that are new to that area, and both of them will tell you they've lost pretty much 40% of their business because people just don't want to go down there and take that chance. One of the last thing that I like to speak about is that I'd like to talk about this weekend. It's the Larry Mann's High School Hockey Tournament. All 4 high schools from the area will basically play a round-robin tournament starting at Friday at noon and Saturday at noon. And I guess the big part about that is the reason that I'm kind of getting behind it is the fact that Larry Mann's in 1984, when the Port Huron Area School District was going dead down, the school district was dying, they were running out of money and stuff, and Larry Mann's and his friends and stuff, basically they kind of changed the format to save high school sports, pay to play. Everybody thought it wouldn't work, but he found out, him and his bunch of buddies tried to put this together, and they saved high school hockey, they saved track, they saved baseball, everything. So just as being a nice guy, I think if you come down and show your face at the hockey tournament and tell them why you're there, then it might be just a good step in the right direction. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good evening, City Council members, Madam Mayor, and audience. My name is Dick Cummings. I'm currently the president of the AFL-CIO, American Federation of Labor, and the reason I'm up here, I live in Avoca, Michigan. I attend quite a few of your meetings. And I'm hard of hearing. I can't hear half you people half the time, even though I got my hearing aids in, so I wish you'd use them mics and speak up a little bit sometimes. Last week we put on a labor and a group of sponsors put on a function at the McMorran last Thursday night, and everything went very well, and we had a good. But the problem I have is with parking. You all might think it's very funny what I'm going to say, but I guess I can laugh now, but I didn't think it was too funny at the time. I'm part of the group paying for the function, and I couldn't get in the damn parking lot, and I couldn't get out. It took me 15 minutes to get out. My suggestion is that when you have events that people's paying to rent the facility, at least they should have somebody in the parking lot taking the darn tickets. I mean, it's pretty upsetting, I guess is the word without using foul language, to get out in a cold night and get out of your car and use two people's credit cards to try to get the gate to open up, and you got cars behind you wanting to get in. And the worst part was when it was time to go home, there was probably, I would say, 2 or 3 people in line ahead of me out of about 10 cars. It took them about 5 minutes to get out of there. I couldn't get out of there at all, and so one of my passengers, a former city councilman, happened to use her credit card, and she couldn't get me out either. So she got on the phone with this emergency situation, and it took 10 minutes to try to convince whoever's on the other end of the line to let me out of the parking lot, okay? So I thought that was kind of funny when you're renting a facility and you can't get in or get out. But my suggestion is that when there's a function there of any size or importance, that somebody be there. I told them I'd offer to pay for somebody to run the gate anyway, you know? But that's all. Hope something can be better. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Cummings.
Aaron Kreiner, 109 Taylor Street. I wasn't going to speak tonight, but a resolution that got turned down last week was reintroduced. So with the new rules, if I wouldn't have signed up at the sheet, I wouldn't be able to be up here to speak. And that was my point the last time. I don't see what the reason for the rules are where you got to sign up for a sheet to speak. I didn't plan on speaking tonight. The resolution was turned down. I didn't think you were allowed to go back and re-vote on a resolution that was already turned down. I thought it had to be changed. I didn't realize that that was a thing. Just because it didn't go your way, now you're gonna, when the council member shows up this time, now you want to re-vote on it? That doesn't seem right. So I could be wrong, but I could have sworn that you couldn't reintroduce a resolution that was already turned down. So that's kind of what I had to say. My point is if I didn't plan on speaking tonight, I wouldn't have signed up on the sheet. And with the new rules, I wouldn't be able to be up here when something else happened, or if I heard a comment from the audience that might have triggered something I wanted to say, now I wouldn't be able to say it if I'm not signed up. According to the rules, the new rule change that wants to be passed. That's, you know, so that's all I got to say. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Say this afterwards.
Rachel Farquhar, 19th Ave. I have a couple things I want to say about this. First and foremost, I was told that a resolution could not be brought back up to council unless it was changed. Otherwise, where's the new chicken resolution that we were going to talk about? In high school, we had a student go around my high school with a petition to end women's suffrage. They had a lot of signatures for this, because who wouldn't want to end women's suffering? When I was asked about it, I'm watching these girls in class sign the petition. I said, isn't that the right to vote? And that student looked at me and laughed and said, yeah, look at all these signatures I got. You remember that, Jeff? Not everything in that packet was mentioned in the resolution. So I ask that before you put out a resolution that takes away the freedom of speech of people who have business in the city of Port Huron, regardless of where they live, that you actually read the red print in that board packet and note the differences between the red and what's in that resolution. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
One second, though, I have a little bit more to say. I don't think a lot of us appreciate the comments, Mr. Free, that you've made about the people who came to those meetings, calling people who come up here clowns. I know you were talking about her, but you weren't just talking about her. And I know that people come up here and they say horrible things to all of you, but most of you have been on this council for years and years and years. And you knew what you were signing up for when you chose to retake that seat. And you knew the lengths of the city council meetings and the amount of people that came and speak to you. You knew that, and you still took that seat. And now you want to change that because you don't have time for this? You don't have time for us? For shame.
Thank you.
Good evening, Curtis Carl, Port Huron Township. Wasn't going to speak tonight either, but good old Jeff had to come in and stir the pot again. So there will be no changes on this city council until we get rid of Bob, Terry, Jeff, and Sherry. They're going to stick together. We all know this. This is no secret. Find something else to do. We need change here. We don't need you guys sticking together like you're going to do again and again and again. We want change. I'm going to have to wait till the end of the meetings to speak because I pay 0.5% of city income tax to drive down the roads and enjoy all the great things in the city of Port Huron. But I ain't got a voice because you guys are going to stomp it right out. I think it's crap. Should have let it just go. But no, you're going to get your way, aren't you?
Thank you.
Trash the non-resident clown, 3565 24th Street. You keep giving me ammunition, guy. Like, man, you just keep giving it to me, just giving me the juices. I didn't even plan on posting last meetings until you made that change in the article, so thank you. I've sold some shirts with non-resident clown on it. I'm gonna buy a trash can for the city. You're welcome. I love Port Huron, thank you. Oh. I never know what I'm going to say. I just get up here and I'm like, oh, I'll come up with something. Last week, I didn't really realize how passionate I sounded until I watched the video back. And I sound a little, well, I am upset. I think I have every right to be upset. I think everyone here has everyone upset. You called everyone that spoke against what you wanted clowns. How rude. And that's coming from a clown. That doesn't make me look like a fool. It makes you look like a fool. That's just the truth of it. The truth is that the city recognizes, the people recognize that there is a transparency issue and they have a trust issue. And yet you keep pushing things that only spread that divide. What kind of leaders are you? Are those the kind of leaders you want to be? Is that why you sat up here? Is that why you ran and took the seats? Would your grandma be proud? Would little you be proud of you? Because you can say all you want, but when you make little comments to the newspaper, it shows what the agenda is behind what you're saying, right? You might not put it in the fancy lettering, but you are commenting and you are showing right there your cards. It's a weak hand, and I keep saying the word weak because that's the only thing I can call it. It's weakness. A strong leader doesn't try to take the voices away. A strong leader, a strong council should rejoice that more people want to have a voice. They shouldn't lament about, 16 years ago when I got the seat, no one showed up and I got to have my coffee and leave. That's not what this is for. This is for your people to speak. It's for the people that love your town to come speak, to talk to you. That's what it's here for. What else are you here? What else are you here for if it is not to serve your community? There's someone sitting up there who won't even sit through the entire meetings when they get upset, yet they get paid 4 to 5 times the amount of the average household in the city. What are you guys doing? What are you guys doing? The fact that a clown has to show up to speak these things should show how foolish you're acting. You can do better. You can choose to do better. You can choose to keep your mouth shut too and not give me reason to make t-shirts that says non-resident clown. It's a great joke. I appreciate it. It's a great tagline. But if you're not trying to do better, then please go golf. Go do something. Go on vacation. Just step down and go do what makes you happy so that you can have some smiles on your faces rather than sit up there looking like you're at a funeral. Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have anyone else?
Of course, I came in the door. Brian Farquhar, 19th Avenue, wasn't even planning on being here tonight, but then I saw this resolution got brought back up, and I also see we don't have legal counsel in the house, so I suggest we probably table that, because actually your legal counsel told me that it needed to be changed before anybody could bring it up, even if it was just a slight verbiage. So, I mean, and I'll stand up and I'll let you know right now, this is our meeting, as in the citizens. The mayor runs this meeting. Last week, we had a little hiccup back in the back there. You know, up until the mayor smacks the gavel or asks and says when there's another disruption, there shouldn't be a police officer coming up and threatening to arrest a citizen, especially in front of their daughter, when we're trying to create a environment that's nice for kids. Remember, that's why we want to change these rules, because people don't want to bring their kids here. Which is crazy, because I bring my kid all the time. She enjoys it. She comes up and speaks. She's active, you know, all the rest of it. And realistically, I think I hurt somebody's friend's feelings with the one comment that I made from the crowd. I didn't make numerous comments the other evening. I made one. And whether that's right or wrong, I'll own my you know, time or whatnot, but everybody else needs to own theirs as well. So let's remember, this is the people's meeting. The people vote to put you there. At least most of you. Some of you got, you know, put back in by your friends, you know, because I stood up here and said that the next highest vote getter deserved to get it and the rest of it. But maybe it should have been somebody that actually would have spoken up for the people and not, you know, done whatever his drinking buddy wants to do. Anybody want me to pay the bar tab at Casey's after, or is that not where we're going tonight? Have a good one.
Thank you.
Craig Schlinkert, Stone. You have to forgive me. I didn't realize that we were going to be doing this all over again tonight. Yeah, so if I'm not prepared, it's because I didn't have a chance. So let's see here. Mayor, Council, thank you for having me. My name is Craig Schlinkert, and I'm here as a resident. I want to speak clearly and respectfully about the process, not personalities. Tonight, the concern is simple. Changing public comment rules without meaningful notice weakens public trust. Whether the intention is routine, housekeeping, or something more urgent, the impact is the same. People can't participate in decisions they don't know are happening. Michigan's Open Meetings Act requires at least 18 hours of posted notice. We've discussed that it gets posted on Fridays at 4, I believe. You can confirm or not. Public comment is not just a decoration. It is the one guaranteed point where residents can speak without filter, without scheduling a meeting, and without an appointment. It's the public's only direct line to this room. If the goal is efficiency, I support clear expectations. Time limits are reasonable, decorum reasonable at points. Procedures are reasonable, but reducing access without public conversation moves the opposition direct to the transparency. Trust is built by doing two things. First, announce proposed rule changes ahead of time, like we did last time. Not just when it's the legal minimum, but with enough lead to allow residents to show up, speak, and be heard. Second, treat participation as a strength, not a disruption. It's not a disruption, it's how we talk to you when you don't listen. Treat participation as a strength, not a disruption. People only use public comment when they believe other channels aren't working. Limit comment is not a solution, it's a symptom. I'm asking the council to do one of the following. Table the vote until the next regular meeting with a clear public notice. Move forward only with guaranteeing that any future changes to public comment rules will be publicly noticed in advance and available in community. To be honest, I don't want to even do that. We need to have a conversation about this. You can't just do this. This is our rights. This is our building. This is ours. Period. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Good evening. Greg Whittakin, 327 Huron Avenue. I also own Elite Feet and Elite Treats downtown. I hate coming up here and talking, I really do, and you guys usually hear from me about every 6 months. I used to complain about the e-bikes on the sidewalks, the mini bikes, the go-karts. I'm done with that. It is what it is. Last weekend, my wife and I came home from being gone for a while. Sunday afternoon, about 4 o'clock. We're walking up to the door front of 327, and she says, "Stop, listen to that." So I stopped. The city's got the speaker system going again downtown, you know? Thinking maybe we're playing some holiday music, which is great, I love it. But, no, we're playing Buck Cherry, Crazy Bitch, pardon my French. And I stopped and I couldn't believe it. And I don't know, for any of you to go to Royal Oak or one of these bigger communities that we're compared to a lot, could you imagine getting out of the vehicle with your family and hearing that on the downtown system? I was just blown away. So that's just one thing. You know, Elite Feet's been downtown for 15 years now, probably one of the oldest retail stores downtown. I love being downtown. We bring people in from all over the Thumb, all the way to Flint, down in the city. They come up, they get their shoes from us, it's great. The biggest disheartening thing lately has been, what else is there to do down here, sir? Well, there's not a lot. We've got some great restaurants, some super real estate agencies, insurance agencies, but there's just not a lot of retail, and it really stinks to tell people that, because I thought our main goal was downtown to bring retail and bring shoppers down so they come and shop and they go have dinner and see our great downtown. Right now, we don't have that, so I don't know how you guys could possibly think that our downtown is vibrant. It is vibrant with bars and restaurants, just not retail. And I would think that we want retail in these storefronts as you go up and down Huron Avenue, but we don't have any. I was in a meeting here a couple weeks ago, a planning commission meeting, talking about another real estate agency coming in a storefront area. And we had gotten up and spoken, myself and some other retail owners, and another gentleman got up. I'm not gonna say any names, but he works for a big company downtown that owns a lot of buildings. And that man had the audacity to look at the guys that got up here and talked and the lady and told us, you guys need to realize retail's dead. Office space is taking over. And we just kind of looked at one another like, wow, I can't believe he just said that, but he did. And the real estate office is now in there. They came up with some concocted story. They were gonna sell shirts in there. I don't think they ever will, but one last thing. So again, I've been in business down here for 15 years. Looking up here, I can only see 2 people that have ever visited my store personally. I don't know about the other stores, but just guys, stop in and say hi. Nobody does. Nobody does. And I know there are people walking around doing everything else, but just stop in and say hi, okay? It would mean a lot. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor.
Good evening.
City Council members. My name is Steve Fernandez. I live at 310 Huron Avenue, right on the beautiful corner across the street from Sperry's. And I'm here to do some myth busting. First point I want to make is that the downtown is not thriving. You understand? We are dying. We're not thriving. I've been in business on that corner for 3.9 years, and I don't know if I'm going to be in business next month, okay? There is no thriving downtown. It's dirty, it's broke, there's incredible blight all over the downtown. I've counted a dozen street lights in a 4-block area that are burnt out, and up and down Michigan Avenue and in the parking lots. So that's a really big problem. The second thing I want to make a point on is that from 2010 to 2020, right around there, maybe 2022, there was an influx of massive investment, private investment, $16 million for Quay Street, $13 million for Wrigley Center, $5.5 million for my corner. And we know the nightmare that Sperry's was to get it off the ground and running. Between private entrepreneurs and the state, the MEDC investing $8.5 million, if not $10 million, into grants to get these projects done. Because I'm sure all of you remember what a ghost town this was, and there was only tumbleweeds going up and down the street. So now that all the renovation has been done, all the investment has been done, and all the buildings are inhabitable, the last thing this town needs is a bunch of offices coming in, filling these vacant retail spots. To me, that's a failure of this town and the DDA for not taking direct action to recruit and find people that could get in those offices and get in those empty spaces, storefront spaces, and put something to work. We have, may I approach you, Mayor, to give you some pictures here?
Sure.
This is just 3 snapshots of some of the stuff that's going on. And the last point I want to make, point number 3, is we have all kinds of tournaments going on in this town. Basketball, volleyball, hockey, silver sticks. There's a basketball tournament this weekend. Silver Sticks has been happening for a couple weekends now. There was a Visitor and Convention Bureau event going on with a couple hundred people. So in the last 2 months, I'd say there's been about 2,000 first impressions. And what do you think they saw up and down the street? Blight on the corner of Huron and Grand River, where all that construction stuff's going on at 235, I think is the address. And a broken manhole right in front of Farm Bureau Insurance. There's no second chance at a first impression, and we're really shooting ourselves in the foot by not taking care of the city and the repairs that need to be made. Anyway, I just want to make sure you guys understand, this downtown is not thriving. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your comments.
Good afternoon. My name is Betty Hall. I have 2107 Stone. I just want to say I'm really disappointed in this. A lot of people spoke, not just one person last week. You even had a little girl come up here and speak. I know you hear us, but are you listening? I know you hear us, but are you listening? The downtown is really in bad shape. They need your support. They need something to be done. If you go down to City of St. Clair, they are thriving down there. They got all kinds of little shops and everything else. They have all kinds of stuff going on during the summer and the winter. Marine City, same thing. Little towns. Why? We have the most beautiful land, the most waterfront property here. Why aren't we doing this? Something about this. Moved here in 1982. Downtown was hustling and bustling. And it was busy, and it was nice. There was sidewalk sales, there was fairs, every storefronts were all full. Now it's sad, you come down here and there's nothing. We need to take advantage of this because guess what? There's nothing in the mall either. We need to start bringing businesses back town, and we need to support them. Country Style Market, I didn't realize how much they donate to the soup kitchen. That is amazing. Bev Taylor just bought a building downtown. She just fed 350 people with volunteers. We need to support these business people down here. I make it a point to stop at some of these businesses to help support them. And it makes me really sad to see that, when I first said I was coming, they're like, why do you want to go to the council meeting? They're just, you're wasting your time. It's the good old boys club. You'll never get anywhere. You're just wasting your time, you're wasting your breath. And I said, well, you know what? We can't do anything if we don't change and start speaking up. But now it seems like you want to take that from us, which isn't right. I know you guys have been attacked. I've seen things on Facebook and the nasty names that you were called and how you're spending all this money on lawsuits and all this crazy stuff, and you feel attacked, and I understand. I've seen some of the stuff wrote about you guys, and to me personally, that would bother me too. But you know what? If you're in politics, you gotta be tough-skinned. As I do when things bother me, I pull up my granny panties and I put them on, and you know what? I don't let things bother me. And I know that you have children that see it and stuff like that, and that's not cool. But there's time for change, and we need to do something, all of us. Because if you don't, the next election, some of you may not be here, because people want change. And you know, Mr. Mosrek, you said, well, you know, people were getting upset, and you were, you know, clapping and, you know, stuff like that. Well, since I haven't been working, I've watched some of the news, and I've seen some council meetings from down in the city, and you think we're bad here? Honey, you didn't see the people on TV. They were crazy. So, like I said, people are here because they're passionate about the city of Port Huron. And if things don't change, you know what? That makes me want to move. Because I'm tired of hearing, oh, this is mini Detroit. No, this isn't mini Detroit. We can do better. And we need to do better. That's all I have to say.
Thank you very much.
Kevin Walker is not a resident of the city, but of St. Clair County. And I wasn't going to speak tonight either, but some things really brought to my attention and alerted me. First, be careful with addressing Detroit. As Detroit goes, so does the rest of this state. No city, no municipality is perfect. Now, I want to mention a few things. First, Mayor, thank you for your patience with the public. Thank you. Because it allows us to speak, and some go over, but we appreciate it because it's important. This is the one time we ever speak. I mentioned Elite Feet, great place. I'm a runner, best shoes there. In regards to Blue Meets Green, I heard people mention Algonac, and mention St. Clair and all that, you know, how they're thriving, whatever. It was a conglomerate group called Blue Meets Green as a part of that. Some members are up here on this panel, among you individuals here, and that I mentioned the name Jeff Baum and Dan Casey, who started that years ago, had a dream, and it has flourished. And it's because they are flourishing is one reason and why Port Huron is going to flourish. We are a destination place. I don't agree that it's dirty. I want to bring back memories of 2008 and 2009 when downtown was, all you saw was insurance offices and law offices. Doing economic downfall was terrible. So downtown is back. And I do love the banner campaigns they have. The different banners are beautiful. I really enjoy walking down, especially during Black History Month, looking at the Black History banners. So there's hope. The problem we have here, and speaking to the public, those who can hear this, you know, when you're in front of me, is that people are just impatient. All the work is going, there's pains to change. There's pains to get to where we need to go. And sometimes there's casualties that go along the way. But we try to get this one point. Downtown is going towards being beautiful. If you look at the construction, that's the pain part. That's why I love Gretchen Whitmer, her original campaign sign, having my yard still near my dog kennel where no one can mess with it. It's a beautiful one from the millwrights, and it's basically to remind us, why is that still there? To remind us that she stated she's gonna fix the damn roads, and she's doing that. The city is doing some great things, but it's inconvenient. Trust me, it's inconvenient. One of my friends, when I get my haircut at Swerve Barbershop, I park all the way down near Kroger and walk, because I don't want to deal with that. And it's a shame that it may not get done before the winter, but it's going to be beautiful once it's done. Those curves was terrible. It was like driving in Beirut, getting those potholes off the curb. It's going to be fixed. A lot of that. People need to be patient. But you need to know something that's very important. I remember having that fight with Silver Sticks when they were trying to block the college from spreading out the mid-morning. The city did a great thing selling that to the college for $1. You showed that you're for this town and for the understand the college has to grow. The colleges did us a great favor by purchasing City Flats and Sperry's. They both were going to die. City Flats cannot compete with Doubletree. Spears just wasn't gonna make it, and I found the same owner. He does a great favor. When you sell, you know, people understand in regards to, what's based on the plan with rezoning, anyone could have bought it. What if someone from California bought it and wanted to put another a marijuana dispensary there? They could do anything with those buildings if they have money, if it's within the, as far as zoning. So the city, the college is part of this. It's a jewel to St. Clair. And by the college buying those two properties, they can invest in the city. And there's a lot of promise there, especially with Spears. You haven't seen the tip of the iceberg with that. Both those spots, opening houses and city flats.
Mr.
My time is up?
Your time is up.
Okay, anyway,
Your time is up. Your time is up.
Be careful to complain.
Your time is up. Thank you.
I got you. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Is there anyone else in the audience wishing to address the Port Huron City Council this evening?
Hi, my name is Madison Reed. My address is 1123 Church Street, Port Huron. I don't really know much, honestly, about what's going on today. I just needed to come and talk about my concerns regarding ICE. I don't really care how you feel about immigrants, your point on that. It is a fact that there are people that are violent, that are impersonating them. And I need to know that the police, if I need to call, they are going to defend me and the other citizens and not the people impersonating them. I also would hope that you guys would be willing to, the FBI put out a statement saying that you need to be working with local law enforcement, different parts of the government within the state to make sure that that trust between authority stays with the citizens. And also that you should be addressing the community on how to keep themselves safe, on what to do if somebody shows up to your door about it. I have told my security system, the company that I use, that if anybody does come to my door that it says that they're ICE, they're coming immediately. So I hope, well, they'll call the authorities immediately. So I hope that they will back me up, just because you don't know. And I don't know why they get to wear masks. I protest on the street on Saturdays, and none of us wear masks. So that is very threatening and scary for me, especially being a queer woman. Obviously, it's very racially targeted right now. That doesn't mean that it can't spread into other things. Your neighbor gets pissed off about something, they call them on you. And then there was an incident where that exact thing happened. They had a tip, and some people came in, well, they had a tip. I don't know if they were even actually ICE agents. They came in, shot the dog, and left. To make it short, the story, but it can happen to anybody. It's not just the Hispanic people. It can happen to anybody. Any of those people can impersonate someone and enter your house, because a lot of times if someone's got a big armor, with police on it, it's gonna be scary and you're gonna listen to them. So anyways, like I said, I just hope that if something like that happens, I will be backed up, your citizens will be backed up by authorities. And also, if they are not actually ICE agents, I hope that they're charged. And I think that's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming forward.
Susan Kuhn, I have the store Suzanne's, downtown Port Huron, 325 Huron Avenue. James came out to the outlet to get me downtown. I want you to help keep me downtown. Downtown is not thriving. We are looking for help. We are not getting any help. I almost had the big one at 76 years old. When I listened to the music, I said to Greg, what? I said, was that the F word? And he said, yes. We all need help for our businesses. Whatever we need people to come down and help. I don't think any of you have been in my store. Maybe Anita's been in. But we need help. You've been in. We need everybody down here to pull together, not work against us, and help us. Out in front of my store, there has been a hole as big as this since the year 2016. I have called the city, they have come, and they have put a little gravel in. For God's sake, I could put the gravel in. I sweep every day down there. I clean Delaginas's place. I sweep in front of my little bench there. I'm always picking up everybody's trash. You can ask everybody downtown. But we need you all to help us to come up with good ideas. And the parking there, that parking in the back, a moron must have thought of that. Honest to God. I went and saw Patsy Cline. You can't get out. Customers come. They can't get in, they can't get out. No credit cards work there, not at all. For how expensive all that credit card stuff is, you could probably get retired people to help man those parking lots. And everything would work, I would think, a lot better. But we need all the help we can get. Thank you all very much. Come and see me tomorrow.
Thank you very much. Is there anyone else in the audience wishing to address the Port Huron City Council this evening? Okay, hearing and seeing none, our public audience is now closed, and now we will go to item G.
City managers' reports and comment.
Good evening, Mayor and comment. You have my written report I sent you earlier today. I'll just add Lapeer Ave, they are working to button that up this year. They will be striping probably later on this week and finishing up the sidewalk work and restoration. Some of the seating stuff will be done. As for the speaker issue, Kearney Street as well will be getting buttoned up as well. As for the speaker issue downtown, we didn't even know our speakers were working. I'm not sure where that music was coming from. The speakers in the north end of downtown haven't worked and don't work currently. So we will find out where that music is coming from, but I'm not quite sure it came from city speakers because our system's not working, and I just confirmed that with our DDA director. So I'm appalled that there was loud rap music going with some vulgarity, but I'm not quite sure it was coming from the city system. I do want to speak briefly to downtown. We have in the last 12 years in downtown alone seen over $100 million of investment, hundreds and hundreds of new lofts, and almost more than 1,000 people have moved downtown to call downtown their home. We have, it's sad to hear someone say that there's nothing to do downtown. We have the Wrigley Center with live entertainment and Foaling. We have axe throwing. We have the Foundry, the interactive art gallery. You can go in there and make art. You can go and line dance. You can go see a comedy show. You can go to McMorran, which has hundreds and hundreds of events all throughout the year. I think we have like 9 different venues downtown, their entertainment. We have a lot of restaurants, amazing restaurants and establishments. Retail is struggling across the country. We are not immune to the global shift to e-commerce. I talk to downtowns all across the state, and they're all facing the same thing. It is very dire for small retail stores to survive. As much as we say we support downtown, how many Amazon packages got delivered to your house this week? It's more than you bought from downtown. And so we have to work with our retailers, but the fact is that we are local government. We are in charge of police, fire, water, sewer, and infrastructure. We are not the Chamber of Commerce. We can give out some facade grants to help with to repair facades. He showed some photos of blight. It's not actually blight, it's construction cones around a facade project that we're helping grant fund to repair that building to make it more usable. We've done that hundreds and hundreds of times in downtown. So we are working with our Chamber of Commerce to rally small businesses, to find a way to support retail, and retail is going to innovate. But the idea that every downtown storefront is going to be filled with retail like it used to be, 50, 60 years ago, I'm just not sure that's a reality in today's global economy and e-commerce. So we are adjusting our downtown. The downtown is changing. It will change from full retail to more of a mixed use. And there's some pains in that, and we're seeing that. But again, I wish I could, promise you the world that we're going to go in there and give cash checks to small businesses and bail them out. That's not the role of local government. We have limits to what our authority in the state constitution gives us the ability to do. But for what we can do with infrastructure and crime, if you note our downtown is one of the safest downtowns in the entire state of Michigan. If you look at our crime data, we have one of the safest downtowns in the entire state of Michigan. Road after road after road is getting redone in downtown Michigan, Quay, Fort Street. All those roads are getting redone. Our parking lots have all been reconstructed. Free parking throughout downtown. First hour free in Superior lots. No other downtown has that. You can park anywhere downtown for free. No other place has that. So we're trying to provide infrastructure to support small businesses, but we do acknowledge that retail is struggling. And I wish I could sit here and promise you that we could have a simple way to fix it, but we don't. But the notion that downtown is dying and that downtown there's nothing to do downtown is a real travesty to the millions of dollars of private investment that were made into our downtown, the risks that entrepreneurs and developers have taken to build in our downtown and continue to do so because they have the confidence in downtown. I'm downtown almost every single day with my family. I walk my kids to breakfast every Saturday and Sunday. We ride our bikes down there. We have a beautiful farmer's market. We have a beautiful downtown. Other communities would kill to have a downtown as beautiful as we do. And so I'm very proud of our downtown, but I recognize that if you're many retailers here tonight, they've got to be frustrated. I get it. There's a lot of pressures they're facing, a lot of challenges they're facing. I don't want to undermine that at all, but my heart does go out to them. But we will work on the things that were mentioned tonight, but again, the speaker system, I have no idea where that music's coming from, but we'll find out. That's it.
Thank you.
Madam Mayor, am I able to ask a question? And the reporter's that later.
Are you able to ask a question? No, he was just giving a report. You can ask it afterwards.
Okay.
We want to keep the agenda going. Next, we have, Madam Clerk, we are
The consent agenda?
the consent agenda. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Support.
Moved by Pemberton, supported by Mosrak. Is there no discussion, no changes or anything? Okay.
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
I would just like to note one of the lot sales that we're selling a lot. I believe it's on there.
Number 7?
7, sorry.
Number 7, confirming and approving single lot special assessment.
No, is the sale of the property on there this agenda?
4.
Number 4.
Number 4.
Oh, number 4.
Sorry about that. To Miss Jody Parma in the back there. She's going to be doing art initiative out there in edible parks and.
Are you speaking that you want it off?
No, I was just mentioning that it's on there, and that's what it's for.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, thanks for the clarification. Okay, the discussion, okay, any more discussion on any, okay. So I will move forth with the vote.
Councilmember Lamb?
Yes.
Councilmember Mosrak?
Yes.
Councilmember Payton?
Yes.
Councilmember Pemberton?
Yes.
Councilmember Archibald?
Yes.
Councilmember Haremza?
Yes.
Mayor Ashford?
Yes. Okay, and we have 4 resolutions that are under the consent agenda. And on number 4, we had an explanation coming from the city manager with the clarification of that 5,000 of the young lady in the back. Resolution number 4, approving the sale of the vacant lot at 1430 Pine Grove Avenue for $5,000. Resolution number 5, authorizing the submission of a grant application to the Ralph C. Wilson Jr. Legacy Fund in the amount of $25,000 to be combined with a local match of approximately $55,000 for the purpose of removing an existing tennis court at Lincoln Park to resurface and stripe for both tennis and pickleball sports. Resolution number 6, authorizing the submission of a grant application to the Ralph C. Wilson Jr. Legacy Fund in the amount of $25,000 to be combined with a local match of approximately $25,000 for the purpose of creating a half-court for basketball play at Renaissance Park. Resolution number 7, confirming and approving single lot assessments for a large brush and branch pickup in the right-of-way. Now we will go to resolution number 1.
Approving the agreement with BMJ Engineers and Surveyors Incorporated for professional engineering and surveying services for the City of Port Huron Marina's Maintenance Dredging and Dock Repairs Project for the year 2026 through 2030.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Mosrak and second by? Support. Councilmember Lamb, any discussion?
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
this is our annual agreement with BMJ to do sonar testing and depth testing within the Black River. We really don't know if we have to dredge until they do the surveying, so more oftentimes than not, we haven't had a dredge in several years. Eventually, we'll probably have to dredge this year. I know that some of the slips in the marina had about 6 to 4 feet of water. It's hard for a boat to draft at that, so I expect there'll be actual dredging this year,
Okay.
unless the water levels go up.
Oh, okay. Any more discussion on that one? I have a question. I know we only received one proposal. Is that normal or?
Yeah, so what we do is we send out a request for qualifications, and we get a pool of firms that we are based on qualified, and then we choose them based on qualifications. So this is not like a bid, this is based on qualifications, not
Okay.
price.
So even based on qualification, it still is just only one proposal?
No, we have a pool we go through.
You do? Okay.
Yes, we look
So
at the
you
firms.
just selected among that pool?
Correct.
How many hypothetically was in the pool?
Eric, do you want to, how many are in the pre-qualified status?
Good evening, Mayor, City
Good
Council.
evening.
That varies from year to year. We do that every 2 years. This year, we're taking new qualifications out in January, so we'll be soliciting new ones for the next 2 years. So when I first started here, you might have had 30, and we might be down to like 15 now, 20. It all depends on who decides to submit when we go out every 2 years.
So case in point is the quality of the requirements
Yeah.
of the bid?
Other firms had opportunities, but BMJ was the only one to submit a proposal for our review, so.
Okay, thank you so
You're
much. Okay. Okay, roll call, please.
Councilmember Mosrak?
Yes.
Councilmember Peyton?
Yes.
Councilmember Pemberton?
Yes.
Councilmember Archibald?
Yes.
Councilmember Haremza?
Yes.
Councilmember Lamb?
Yes.
Mayor Ashford?
Yes. Resolution number 2.
Approving the 2-year master service agreement with REPT in the amount of $36,000 to extend the Ask the City communications tool on the City of Port Huron's website.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Councilmember Pemberton and second by
Support.
Mayor Pro Tem Archibald. Any discussion?
Yes, I will try this again, Madam Mayor.
Okay.
Oh, geez, oh, Pete. Someone's gonna get their wish tonight. All right, so we started out with a pilot program a few months ago with this AI. It's an AI platform that's embedded into our website. I didn't want to do a multi-year contract right off the bat because I wanted to see if it would actually work. Moreover, would people actually use it? There's a tool on there where our staff, boots on the ground level staff, are able to answer questions and provide information to the council, to the community. So you can ask a question and then like literally a staffer will make a video and respond to it. So everyone can have that in the future. So the longer we do this, the more that tool will develop. I gave you a report, I believe it was last week. Councilmember Peyton asked for a full detailed report. So not just a summary of, we've had like 3,000 engagements, 1,600 different people using it. But we also, they gave us a full raw data of like what questions were being asked and what answers were being provided. When you go through there, it's things that you would really save time from having to call up City Hall. So what's the number to the police department? Where do I get a building permit? Just basic questions that everyday users would have in the city. They're able to get that information almost instantaneously on the city website. So they don't have to call City Hall. A city staffer doesn't have to answer that call and search out the information. They can just get that information readily available. It has projected that it saved about 47 hours of time already for people, from residents having to call in, from just getting that information instantaneously. So this is a 2-year agreement to continue that tool, so given that residents are actually using it and it's beginning to continue to grow. It's one of those things where we tried innovative ways to make city government work better, and this is one of those ways, and it seems to be people used it.
Any questions on the system? I don't have any questions, but I do have a comment. I think it's a nice idea to have this, and you get people asking the city this and that. but I'm more concerned about the results of what we're giving them and what we're trending on that could help us as a council to have a pulse on what the people are really thinking, to get closer to it. So I just like in the future, if we could somehow, are you familiar with dashboards?
Yeah, I sent you a dashboard. In fact,
Yeah, I saw the dashboard.
33% of people were looking for public works information. 15% were looking for for administration information. 8% were looking for HR. City planning was 5%. Police department was 4%. Inspections was 4%. Engineering was 4%. Public safety, 3%. Budget, 3%. Education, 2%. Finance, 2%.
Okay, thank you so much, but I was more, the results is like data and the feedback that we're giving.
Yeah, I sent you the raw report, which actually gives
Yeah.
every answer we gave
Yeah.
to the residents.
Yeah, and a dashboard, usually collect that in a summary content.
Yep, I sent that to you
Yeah,
about
okay.
2 hours ago.
I got that, but never mind, okay. I'm somewhere else, but anyway, so the
Mayor
results,
Ashford?
but I think it's good though.
On that,
Yeah.
on that same line, we all know, and I'm sure every one of us had an experience where AI has not given necessarily the correct answer. So I have two questions. One, is someone responsible for monitoring to make sure those answers going out, if something does come off wrong from AI, it's being corrected? And then two, this is a 2-year contract, so do you have someone that's going to monitor this and the usage to make sure that it's great when it first started, but a year from now, is it still being utilized and is it worth the cost?
Excellent. So first and foremost, it is only data mining from our website. So the only information that it is getting is the information that we are putting out. So it's not just like a broad search of like if you go to ChatGPT, it's searching the entire World Wide Web.
Right.
This is searching information, primary source city documents, so the accuracy is very good because it's going through the police department documents, police department website. It's not doing a full internet search, and it does limit that. But yes, we will get quarterly reports from them, and I can pass that along continuously as well.
Thank you.
Okay.
And I did actually go on the website and before we ever announced it publicly, we actually tested it just to see, because I'm like, I'm not gonna announce something, then it just gives us crazy answers like Google does sometimes.
Yeah, and how long was that testing?
We did it for about 3.5, 4 months.
Okay. Okay. All right, thank you, and I still stand by, the results. It kind of connects, piggyback off of what you were saying. Those are still empty spots that we have to do because people, they may put in, but they're real people and they need real answers. Okay, resolution number 3. No, did we take the vote on that? Take the vote on that.
Councilmember Payton?
No.
Councilmember Pemberton?
Yes.
Councilmember Archibald?
Yes.
Councilmember Haremza?
Yes.
Councilmember Lamb?
Yes.
Councilmember Mosrak?
Yes.
Mayor Ashford?
No. Resolution number 3, please.
Recommending and referring to the Planning Commission for their consideration the rezoning of the designated properties located at 1700 Washington Avenue, 1620 Kearney Street, 1125 and 1129 12th Avenue, 1635 Washington Avenue, 1640 Thomas Street, and 1313 and 1229 12th Avenue to a planned unit development district.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Councilmember Mosrak, second by support. Mayor Pro Tem Archibald.
Madam Mayor?
Yes.
Again, this is looking at parcels within the city where the last 100 years may most certainly not look like the next 100 years for those sites. Sites that are probably going to be redeveloped or reused, or just keep the same purpose, but again, this allows us to have more flexibility in the future. So what we're asking the Planning Commission is to look at those legacy sites and say, is this a viable option, something we should look at? So the Planning Commission will take their look at it and report back to you.
Okay, and could you, because I know the audience probably, the plan unit development, what actually is that? Is it like?
Yeah, so the plan unit development allows us essentially to, more options, instead of having a specific zoning title or structure, it's pretty much you can get permission to do whatever we find is safe for the neighborhoods and area. Mm-hmm. And so it allows the developer to come forward and say, hey, I'd like to do a mixed-use facility here, or maybe it used to be industrial, but maybe now it wants to be residential. Mm-hmm. We can entertain those options at the Planning Commission level.
Okay, and does that planning development, those kind of districts, are they more like, do they have a homeowners association, or is that?
Well, they could. It would depend on the development, whether it's a condo association or a commercial use or maybe a collective of industrial sites.
Okay, and so usually if you're gonna have a homeowner, so this would kind of be like not affordable housing in
This is, we have no idea what could go here.
Okay, you're just hypothetical.
Yeah, this is just
asking.
allowing, this is just possibly changing the rezoning to look at future options other than industrial or M1 or M2.
Okay, and do we have anything else existing in the city of Port Huron like that?
We are just addressed the Dunn paper site.
The Dunn paper site, that's the only one?
Correct.
Oh, okay, thank you.
But these have all been in works about the exact same time. We've been, whether we were looking at Dunn, we were already looking at these sites as well to do. This is part of a broader plan. When we're updating the master plan, begin looking at future sites and redevelopment.
Okay. Any more discussion? Anybody want to speak to anyone? Okay. Call the roll, please.
Councilmember Pemberton?
Yes.
Councilmember Archibald?
Yes.
Councilmember Haremza?
Yes.
Councilmember Lamb?
Yes.
Councilmember Mosrak?
Yes.
Councilmember Payton?
Yes.
Mayor Ashford?
Yes. Well, that concludes our agenda for this evening.
The motion for.
Oh, I almost forgot about the resolution. Okay, read the resolution.
So it's the first notice of the proposed amendment to the City Council Rules of Procedures.
And actually, can you read the whole thing?
Yeah.
Here,
I don't have
take
it,
mine.
yeah. Okay. Whereas the city desires to conduct an orderly meeting that encourages public participation in the political process and the meetings, and at the same time maintain the decorum of a professional business meeting. And whereas the city desires to conduct its business in a time-efficient manner that is respectful of the time of council members, those with business before the city, and the general public. And whereas the city finds that children regularly attend meetings or watch broadcast of the meetings for a variety of reasons or purposes, and thus it is necessary and appropriate to maintain rules that encourage minors to participate or watch public meetings. And whereas Section 2-7E of the city charter requires the city council to determine its rules of orders of business to provide for common rules of procedures to facilitate the transactions of business at city council meetings. And whereas the rules may not be amended at the same meeting at which the amendment has been introduced, and a resolution shall be postponed for final consideration at the next regular meeting. Now therefore be it resolved that the Port Huron City Council does hereby postpone the attached proposed changes to the rules of procedures until the next regular meeting.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so.
moved.
Did you want me to explain any of that?
After this.
Okay.
Motion to, Jeff, Councilmember Pemberton moved it, and second by?
Support.
Second by Mosrak. Is there any discussion?
Yeah, I'll start since I brought it back up. So the reason I brought this back up, and I think you just mentioned, you may have Cindy explain, the rules allow because I was absent for me to bring up a rule, this for discussion again. I understand why that's confusing. A few people brought it up. Usually under the general way things go, unless something changes, it isn't brought back for the council. And again, Cindy can kind of get into the details of that. But because I was absent at the last meeting, I did watch it, and I appreciate all of the people who read my public statement and the well wishes for my daughter. Much appreciated. But ultimately, I wanted to bring this back because I want to vote on it, and I didn't get to in the last meeting. I think I wrote down a few things that came up during public comment today that I think kind of misconstrue and maybe are just confused about what's happening here. No one's voice is being taken away. It's that simple. And I think, we're reorganizing some of the meeting, and I couldn't figure out until I was glad Mayor Ashford had Ms. Johnson read the thing, because I couldn't figure out where the length of the meeting comments were coming from until we reread the resolution, and it makes sense because it talks about a time-efficient meeting. I think there's probably, again, some confusion on it's not because we want to get out the door that we're proposing a rearrangement to the rules of the meeting. The time efficient thing piece of it that I look at is simply for residents. And that's at the heart of this, how I look at this resolution. To me, this is a plain and simple, straightforward resolution that is to the benefit of our residents, the people that elected us. Ultimately, when we talk about the time efficiency, I think of the, woman who is trying to figure something out about leaf pickup, and she doesn't know she could just call the city or use our Ask the City online and get an answer. And someone tells her to come down to city council, so she comes down to city council to get an answer on her leaf pickup, and it's a really quick and simple thing. It could be addressed in Mr. Freed's report and comment after the meeting. And that resident, in my view, should talk first in our meeting. I mean, to put it simply, I love my mom. I adore her. And I get to hear her opinion quite often on the happenings of the city of Port Huron and in my role as a council member. And on Thursday at Thanksgiving, when I go to her house, she can speak first. But she lives in Port Huron Township. So if she comes to this house, the city of Port Huron's house, the people of Port Huron's house, she can wait. She can wait until Mr. Harris speaks first. And again, that's my mom. I love her. But I don't represent her. She does not live in the city of Port Huron. And what I want to prioritize with this resolution is simply that the residents and the business owners in the city of Port Huron to have the right to speak first in the beginning of the meeting. And I do not want to limit the free speech of any other individuals. If they would like to stay and speak at the end of the agenda, that is more than acceptable. Those are the two major points I think that got brought up that were brought up that I just wanted to clarify. That's the length of the meeting. To me, it's not about how long the meeting goes, because again, we're not stopping anyone from talking at the meeting. We're prioritizing the voice of our residents. And it's that simple. And so that's why I wanted to bring it up for reconsideration. I appreciate you all doing that. I'm sorry for the confusion that brings, because I know it's an unusual rule thing that happens, but it does happen. So with that, if there's anyone else.
Thank you. Councilmember Pemberton, Mayor Pro Tem Archibald.
Thank you. We had great discussion 2 weeks ago, and I know Jeff missed a lot of that. And obviously, I supported this. But I would like to see some mechanism, based on some comments that we had last time. I agree, residents and business owners should have that opportunity to address. They are the ones that elect us, they are the ones that put us here. However, I still want to hear the voice of other people, especially if it pertains to something that we're going to vote on that might directly affect, and I mean really directly affect a non-resident. So I'd like to see a mechanism put in place somehow, be it anything that on the agenda that is going to directly impact non-residents, that we believe we should hear their voice first before we make that vote, that we have that opportunity to do that. That could be by voting to move it up. It could be even cleaner by directing the city manager to put anything on the agenda that would directly affect non-residents under public hearing, where non-residents would have that opportunity then to come up and speak on those things prior to us making any decision. But that would make me feel like we've got that compromise, and it would, I think, work better for us to hear their voice.
Madam Mayor?
Yes.
I would bring up actually one point. That mechanism is built into the rules of procedure. If there is a regional issue that we want to hear from non-residents at the same time, the majority of council can move that public comment forward. That is in the rules. You can move it forward.
Would it, excuse me, sorry, Mayor.
Chair recognizes.
Would it be cleaner just to put it up right from the start?
You have that every meeting. You will have that. What I will do is I will add to every council meeting the approval of the agenda as number C from now on. So you will do that every meeting. You'll have that decision.
But if,
Mayor,
I guess what I'm saying is if you already know that, can we just direct you to put it up there, and then if you, for whatever reason, you didn't think it directly did and one of us do, then we would vote on that one.
Yep, I can do that for you.
That way it's just already up there and we're not taking that time for one of us to have to decide and pull it. Thank you.
Okay, is any more comment?
I'm good.
Councilmember Perenza?
Mayor Ashford?
Oh, did you want to say something?
Sure.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So I voted yes to hear the reconsideration because Councilmember Pemberton was not here, so I understand, more than what he put in the letter there. But, as I said at the last meeting, I don't think this really streamlines it. I think I definitely would have been for something with, like as far as priority for agenda. So I don't think that changes. Frankly, to be frank, I don't think that this is a freedom of speech because everyone does get their 4 minutes, et cetera, but I still just, nothing changed for me 2 weeks. We're running back the same thing. My vote will stay where it was. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councilmember Horenza. Councilmember Mosrach?
Mayor Ashford, thank you. I just think it's noteworthy for people to know that we're not adopting this ordinance tonight. This is the first reading, which still leaves room for discussion before it is adopted. Thank you.
Madam Mayor?
Yes.
So just to reiterate the proposal, every single person will maintain a right to speak at these meetings. There's no person who will be disenfranchised from speaking. Everyone will be allowed to have their 4 minutes. This has been approved by our legal counsel. This is legal. This is done all across the state of Michigan. This is not a new concept. It's not something that we have come up with. Cities all across the state of Michigan are doing this. In communities that have, larger communities that have television, and live social media and YouTube, a lot of people who are not residents of our community come here to put on a show, to gain social media fame, to put on skits, to make a spectacle of our meetings. That drowns out local voices. A lot of residents have stopped coming because they don't want to have to wait an hour and a half to 2 hours to know what's going on with their city. Boy Scouts and Girl Scout troops no longer come to our meetings because of the inappropriate behavior that's happening here. It's no longer safe for kids to come here because of the explicit language and people yelling and storming out of the meeting. They don't want to subject their children to that. These rule changes are meant to put decorum in and to highlight the voices of city residents. We all took an oath of office. The oath of office was to the city charter and the citizens of Port Huron. That's who our oath of office was. That's the oath of office I had to sign, was to the city charter and to the city residents of Port Huron. I appreciate the people in the townships, but we don't, and I don't work for you.
Please, we can't have voices from out in the audience at this time. No.
And again, we want to elevate everyone will have a voice, but again, the citizens will have priority. They pay the vast majority of the taxes, property taxes. They vote for our elected officials. They live under the ordinances in which we adopt. There is a vast difference between someone who calls Port Huron home and someone who calls it a visitor. And that was the reason for the proposal, and I stand by it. And to the residents out there who have stopped me in the grocery store, who have written us, who have called us, showing their support for this, I do appreciate hearing from them as well.
Okay, is there anyone else on council? Excuse me, we don't take, excuse me, we don't take any comments, hold it. We don't take comments from the audience at this time. Okay, thank you for respecting that. Okay, is there anything else anybody wants to say? Okay. Okay, so you could proceed with the vote.
Councilmember Archibald?
Yes.
Councilmember Haremza?
No.
Councilmember Lamb?
Yes.
Councilmember Mosrach?
Yes.
Councilmember Payton?
No.
Councilmember Pemberton?
Yes.
Mayor Ashford?
No. That motion was carried, and like Councilmember Mosrach said, it hasn't been adopted yet, so it just passed this test thus far. Okay, so with that, that was the last resolution, and we're now at announcements. The city offices will be closed on November the 27th and the 28th in observance of Thanksgiving holiday, and the trash pickup for Thursday's customers will be delayed until Friday. And also, the annual Santa Parade will be held on Friday, November the 28th in our downtown area. And at this time, I would like to wish everyone a very happy and safe and blessed Thanksgiving coming. And thank you for your attendance here always. You know, sometimes it's not, you know, what we always want to hear, what we want to see, but you do make a difference. I want you to know that your presence make a difference in here. So don't stop coming, and don't stop standing up for what you believe in. That's why you're given a voice. Some people don't have a voice, and we need you to help us, to help you to do better in that area. So thank you again, and happy Thanksgiving.
I have one item, Madam Mayor. if I may.
Yes?
So just like I said, procedural, I just had, in the city manager's report and public comment, I did have one comment or question. So regarding
Okay.
the parking gates that two business owners brought up,
Good point.
I did go to a Prowlers game, and I had the same incident. I thought maybe it was an isolated incident. All fairness, I haven't brought it up to you because I'm like, you know what, maybe it was a glitch. But there really did seem to be an issue with the gate and the backup. And I guess if you could update us where we're at, but kind of like what was mentioned, even if for a short time, we could have someone work the booth and kind of analyze it. If you go to big events in Detroit, you know, you go to a game or something, they got someone, even though you have a permit, they have someone to help you so that it doesn't back up. And I saw it firsthand. I haven't brought it up to you, but can you comment? Has you
Yeah,
had
absolutely.
any other?
So the issues and the larger events are real. So at the Patsy Cline event, actually in the North Lot, we actually put a booth assistant out there at that event to assist people getting out of that event. We have discussions inside. We will be putting people out there to help people assist with it. That's simple as we have a lot of elderly people who find it difficult. And so having someone out there who can help assist them and get them through that gate, or if there does become an issue, to immediately assist and lift the gate. So from here on out, we're on large events like game nights, we will have someone out there. Everyday use, it makes sense. Like when I go to lunch, I'm able to get in and get out. You don't have a line of people and the pressure of cars behind you, but we will get people out there.
Yeah, thank you, and I missed that, and that is important. My son, he's not an elderly person, but he called me up and said, "Mom, I'm stuck in your McMorrin, get me out of here," and he kept using his card, and it wouldn't work, so it's not just to the elderly.
But not
Yeah.
capture them in there.
Oh, Lord, no, it is a big hang-up.
And Mayor Ashford, if I may?
Yes.
Also, is it going to be common practice that when I went to a town hall and I was only there for an hour, I was charged $7 to park?
For large events, they do have event parking for large events.
So that's a
It's not
set.
based on the amount of time you're there, it's just a flat
On,
fee?
on large event nights, like game nights and town hall nights, they do have a flat fee on those large events, and that's negotiated within their contract.
That's a lot, especially for a lot of seniors.
Yep. Well, it costs a lot of money to run McMorrin. It's a
Understood, but it's still a lot.
Yep.
Oh, okay, well, y'all could debate that offline. And then also, I think you should speak to the downtown audience that, you heard. Do you have any plans to help them at all?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're doing with what is with our bailiwick within our wheelhouse. So making sure the infrastructure is viable, making sure that it's safe downtown, make sure they have quality public services. We are working with our DDA. We do a lot of events and promotions of downtown, but also partnering with our chamber. This helping retail business and promoting retail business and sidewalk sales, that's not a city of government function. That's a chamber of commerce function. And so I would love to get up here and say the city of Port Huron will solve all your problems, but we have certain things that are within our wheelhouse. And so we are working with the Chamber of Commerce to be good partners. We have the Downtown Business Collective. We meet with the businesses regularly to listen to their concerns and see any way the city can help. But we focus on what's within our bailiwick.
Yeah, and I'm not so much concerned about what's in our wheelhouse, but how we do support them in association, because they are in our city, and our downtown is a core amenity of any city being valuable. And in one of your reports I read where you went to the downtown conference just recently. Is that?
Our DDA director did.
Your DDA. And this is some of the things that conference did, was to talk about downtown.
Yeah, if you look at all the events, if you look at all of the events we have downtown, there's Shop Rock Stroll, the pub crawl, the Blue Water Fest, which is a DDA function to bring people downtown, the banners, the street lights, the Christmas lights, all these things are within the city's bailiwick that we do to support downtown businesses.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think they don't want so much the bell and the whistles, they want some businesses to move in to those empty spots that we have.
And again, that's free market and free enterprise, not the role of local government.
But we can assist.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm talking
Absolutely.
about.
Mayor Ashford?
Yes, Councilmember Mosier.
If I may, please, I thought it was very interesting that all 4 downtown business owners that were here tonight stayed to, for lack of better terms, tell us how terrible our downtown is, and left immediately after public comment and didn't care enough to stay and hear about other city business and what's going on. I, for one, can say that out of the 4 of them that were here, 3, I totally visit and support. Rusty Fournier is one of my insurance agents. He has made Mr. Fried and I a whipping pole for everything that happens downtown through nasty emails, and James can confirm that. I go to Country Market. I've been to Elite Feet, and Lord knows I've been to Elite Treats too much. Suzanne's doesn't have my type of clothing, so I don't shop there, but I do support downtown, and I just find it interesting and how important downtown and the city is to them, and they rush out of here the minute that public comment is over, so thank you.
Thank you for your feedback. Is there anything else that need to be said?
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving again, okay.
See you at the parade.
You know what? I want to do something different tonight. You know what? Because you guys seem like y'all rared up. I don't know where you're going, but Councilmember Huron,
Yeah.
what are you grateful for? What are you thankful for as being a part of this council?
You know what, I'm just grateful for the people. I'm grateful, I learned something new every day, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And I grew up here, but what I've learned in the last 3 years, and just seeing how much people just help. The biggest value is time. People give money and that's great, but people's time that I see, if it's the beautification committee, if it's all that stuff, people really do care about the city.
Thank you. Mayor Pro Tem Archibald.
Couldn't agree with you more. One of my great, the sport over all of the years, obviously, but mostly it is our residents. We have a wonderful city, and we have wonderful residents who truly care and love the city,
Mhm.
and that's what kept bringing me back, was wanting to help them and wanting to make downtown better and to make the city better. There are a lot of challenges, and we can't do everything we want to do, and a lot of it doesn't fall underneath the city council's role, but being able to be at the table and at least try to have a say and try to direct that has been wonderful.
So that you're grateful for that. Okay. Councilmember Payton, what are you grateful for?
I am grateful that the residents had enough faith in me to put me into this seat. I take this position very seriously. I'm grateful for all the clowns and the people that bring props and the weirdos of the world like myself that are artists and make the world much more interesting.
Thank you, Councilmember Payton. And you're included, you're not a council member, but you're part of our team.
I am.
What are you grateful for?
I am grateful that I am your city clerk and I'm able to serve all of you in that role. And then on a personal note, because I always got to throw a little personal thing in there, I'm grateful for my 3 fabulous grandchildren, and number 4 is on the way, so.
Oh, congratulations. Okay, Councilmember Moserat, what are you grateful for?
I'm most grateful for the residents that reach out and show support and get the overall big picture, and do still show us support, although they may not show up and always here at every meeting. I'm grateful for the support that they do reach out and show to me.
Thank you. Councilmember Lamb.
I am grateful for being able to say that I was born and raised in this city. My parents lived here. I am fortunate enough to raise my own children. They all live very close, my grandchildren, and never wanted to be anywhere else. It's a great place to be.
Thank you, Councilmember Lamb. Councilmember Pemberton.
A few things. First, I'm thankful that God gives me the opportunity to serve here, and that the residents of the city of Port Huron give me the opportunity to serve here. And similar to Councilmember Lamb, I grew up here, my family grew up here, and I am really honored to be raising my 4 kids here and my family here. And I love this city. I over and over, whether it's with my youth group or whether it's, we'll all be down at the beach in the summer doing some event, and I'll just look around and say, like, can you believe we live here? Some freighter will go by, and it's just like, oftentimes, because I travel all the time for work and I go all kinds of different places, and I open my hotel window and I look out and I'm like, where I live is so much better than here. No matter where I go, I haven't found a place yet where I thought it was better, and I love it here. So I'm really thankful and grateful for the opportunity to serve here.
Thank you, Councilmember Pemberton. City Manager Freed, what are you grateful for?
A few weeks ago, our little girl, Annie, who was 3 years old, had to have a small procedure done, and they had to put her under for it. Really small, minor procedure. We had to go to the Detroit Children's Hospital for that, and it was we had to be there at 6 in the morning. And if you know what it's like waking up a 3-year-old at 6 in the morning. And so I sat there in the waiting room, and we were the first persons into the OR prep area, like a little waiting room. And throughout that course of 45 minutes to an hour waiting to go back to the OR, all these other parents were bringing their children in. And you could tell that a lot of them had some really serious challenges and sicknesses going on. And I looked at my wife, and I was just almost in tears. I said, we are so blessed that our daughter is just having a little dental procedure done and not one of these things. Being the city manager, it's a big title, comes with a lot of responsibility. I can't stress to you enough just how small of a part this has in my life. Being city manager is not that big of a part of my life. Being a dad is, and so I'm very grateful for my wife and my 2 little girls, and my family and close friends. I will not be your city manager forever. There's a lot of people who will sit in this chair, but I will be forever the dad to Lucy and Annie, and for that I am thankful for.
Thank you. And then also, I guess I'm last but not least, well, I'm grateful. I'm grateful to God, who is ahead of my life and always has been. And I'm grateful to my family, and I'm grateful to have been in this seat out of obedience, because I really thought I was going to be in Florida tackling some alligators. So, but you don't get to do what you want to do when you have faith. You follow. There's already a destination that has been made for you, and so I am just grateful that I've been able to be in that position and to stay focused, and my family and the church community, and I'm telling you, I could be in Walmart's, Myers, or whatever, and the people that come up to you, and they just have the heart of what government, or what we can do and need to do and still do. They always don't agree with me, but they come to me. They're open. So I thank God for you people. I shouldn't say you people, but all people. You know, when you can have that openness about yourself and be able to express yourself, because people need that. We need each other. You know, you're not here by yourself. We connect, whether you want to or not. Care how much money you got, or what color you are, or all them kind of isms I talked about the last time when we were doing that rule vote, because it's not about that. At the end of the day, it is about you and him. It never would be about us, because we got a lot to learn up here, even myself. You don't know it all. So don't ever think that your stuff don't stink, like you got all this going for you, because you don't. Just like you went up, he will bring you back down to let you know that I put you here, and what you do when you took that oath of office is for all people, not just some of you. And we don't have to love each other, but we have to do our due diligence as far as our integrity and accountability and transparency is concerned. So with that, again, I wish you, and we all wish you, the best, safest, and just a blessed Thanksgiving Day, and loving your families and all that kind of good stuff.
Madam Mayor?
Mm-hmm.
May I say one more comment? Because I went first, and you mentioned what I was thankful for the meeting.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd be very remiss and be a tough Thanksgiving if I didn't say I'm very thankful for my family, my complete family.
You're going to get it when you go home.
No, I'm just
Okay.
saying, before we adjourn, I gotta go home.
Okay, did you
At the end
adjourn?
of the day, for that, one of my favorite holidays is Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And it is being with my family. We have a unique tradition of being involved in the Detroit Thanksgiving parade, and then going to Lions game.
Oh,
And
good.
by fact, me and my wife are distinguished clowns in the parade, so we love doing that, and all of my kids were involved in it as well. So I would be remiss if I did not say I'm very thankful for my family as well.
Well, okay. And I'm thankful I'm sitting here to allow you to go ahead and say that. Okay, you owe me. All right. So with that, is there a motion for adjournment?
Motion to adjourn.
Okay, it's been motioned that we adjourn. Meeting